Hello there, this is Erido speaking, and today I'm going to be doing another review. And this one's going to be a little different than the content you've seen so far on this channel. I'm going to be reviewing something a tad different. I'm going to be doing a doll review. Don't laugh. To be honest, one of these is going to be painful enough as it is. Now then, I'm going to be reviewing in particular the Equestria Girls toys, in particular the Friendship Games line. Of course, I'm not going to be reviewing all of them, but first, a little primer.
As you know, My Little Pony has been quite a pop culture phenomenon in recent years, and someone said, hey, let's make him human. After all, the fans have been doing it long enough. Well, of course, fans were kind of reluctant to accept this new design. I myself thought, hey, isn't this Hasbro's attempt at Monster High? And admit it, you probably thought that too. But let's look at the villains of the most recent movie, Friendship Games. Or at least, what passes as villains, considering how little screen time they actually got in the movie.
Okay, with that out of the way, let's get started with, well, let's start with Sour Sweet. She's the one who had the most screen time of the show, in the movie. So let's see how she turned out. Okay, here we go with Sour Sweet, and I do have to admit, this is actually fairly accurate to the show. Okay, granted it's not 100% accurate. I mean, the costume is completely incorrect, but then again, not a whole lot of costumes were pretty much accurate in the first line anyway, nor in this line, really. But, hair? The hair is actually the proper hairstyle, at least from what they can get with the artificial hair. Skin tone, correct. Eye color, correct. Not really sure why they put a cutie mark on her cheek, but again, that's something the Equestria Girl dolls have been doing the whole time. And I really like how the joints can actually make it look like she's holding the bow as if to fire it. It's really a nice addition by Hasbro to give them actual elbow joints, which many of the previous dolls have been missing at this price point. Now then, you also may notice that she also has the side armor here, which is again accurate to the show, not colored accurate, but again, it's made out of a soft plastic and it can be removed, as well as the little shoulder piece here. The badge is one thing I'm going to have to knock against these things. Because quite frankly, I have looked at these things and there is really no way to remove that badge. Yes, it's the same QR codes that the new RID Transformers are using, but still, it would have been nice to have the option to remove it. Well, I gotta say, that was pretty accurate. More or less. Not entirely accurate, but hey, which one of the... There has been ones that have been more accurate, ones that have been less accurate. Not sure how many other ones of these are going to be accurate. You've got to be kidding me. How did I not know about that one? Seriously. Well, if the cheaper price point can be more accurate, let's look at one of the other cheaper price point toys and see how well they did. And here we go with Lemon Zest. And to be honest, Lemon Zest doesn't look that bad either. Again, the costume is completely inaccurate to the show. And, oh wait, let me see here. Yeah, there's her medal. Again, doesn't come off. But again, colors are accurate. Hair's somewhat accurate. I mean, it's not the same hairstyle, but wouldn't be that hard to fix. But here's something you may notice. She's missing the knees and she's missing the elbows. That's kind of the downside of these price points. Because at this price point, you basically just get universal elbow, universal hip. That's all you're gonna get. And again, those big shoes don't really like to balance too much. Again, doll, not action figure. Okay, so they're not as accurate, but I'll give it to them. They at least tried. Now then, with that out of the way, we'll be taking a look at the motocross team. However, you may notice, before I go, I'm going to be reviewing both the motocross. But I only reviewed Sour Sweet. I didn't review Twilight Sparkle. For good reason. To be honest, why pick up another Twilight when there's so many of them out there already? I'm not kidding. Yes, it is a parallel universe Twilight, but still, why bother? Okay, now we're taking a look at Sugarcoat and Indigo Zap. Again, same as Sour Sweet, knees, elbows, hips, and shoulder articulation, which is pretty good considering the fact they do have a motorcycle accessories that was sold alongside these. I do not have it, but again, it is appreciated that Hasbro thought that out. They also have helmets to go with it as well. Of course, there is the problem with the costumes. Once again, it is not accurate to the show, but again, none of these have been accurate to the show so far. One may also have to take grievances with the fact that Sugarcoat does not have her glasses. But again, think back to the movie. She didn't have glasses during the motocross anyway. Instead, they have little shades, which are again accurate. Although not completely accurate, but accurate enough. And there's a little groove inside the glasses here that fits right on the crest of the helmet, so it actually fits quite nicely. At least the glasses do. To be honest, I've actually tried to get their helmets on, and it feels a little snug to the point where I'm a little uncomfortable putting them on. Again, medals don't come off. But skin accuracy has to be given to Sugarcoat, and she does have the proper hairstyle. Indigo Zap, I think her skin tone's a little off, and I don't remember her character having red streaks in her hair. Not to mention her hair isn't as spiky as it's supposed to be, but again, they've been doing this to Rainbow Dash for a while. So I can actually forgive Hasbro just a little for it, because again, easy fix. Just get some styling mousse and a pair of scissors and you're good to go. You may also notice again that Indigo Zap is the only one with wings. Now then, you may wonder why she's the only Pegasus of the group, but again, none of these characters were actually given any sort of pony form, but there is a reason why Indigo Zap is singled out as the Pegasus.
That's because originally she was supposed to be Light and Dusk. You know, that really snooty character from the Wonderbolts Academy. At least that's what the prototype looks like.
So, the tally so far is 2 decently accurate, 1 okay, and 1 questionable, but at least passable, considering what they've done in the past. That leaves the one character that I have been dreading. Yeah. To quote TJOmega, where does one start when examining a train wreck? Okay, let's go through it one piece at a time. Clothing. Inaccurate. Again, very few of the clothing choices have been accurate so far. The metal. Unremovable. Again, something fairly common. So why do I single this one out? Why do I say this one is the worst of them all? Well, it has to do with many problems with the color scheme. The hair, for example. Even the box art had the streaks in the hair. This one has no streaks in her hair whatsoever. And that's just comparing it to the box art. In the show, she looks completely different. The purple, I think, was a little darker in the show, or was it a little lighter? But either way, this is not the correct shade of purple for her hair. This isn't the correct shade of green. Granted, on camera it looks correct, but it's a lot darker shade in person than it is on camera. And her eyes, I think, are the closest thing they've gotten to accurate in the color scheme department. But we're not even beginning to discuss the biggest problem. As you may have noticed so far, at least some of these characters have some resemblance to their movie counterpart. And this one, her hair, is probably the worst offense. Because her hair is way, way, way too long. Do you even remember what she looked like in the movie?
As you can see, she is nothing like what she looked like in the show. And don't give me original concept here, because her prototype also had short hair. And don't tell me they couldn't do it realistically either. Torelli's Stripe of Monster High had nearly the same hairstyle, and done there flawlessly, I might add.
So, yeah. I cannot believe it either. Even Mattel did the hairstyle better, and they at least attempted at it. This is them just saying, hey, we'll just use the rest of the purple and leave it at that. That's what I think about it. So yeah, let's face it, the first wave was a good try. A few of them actually turned out decent. One turned out almost perfect. And hey, at least we would have had to look forward to a second wave. Notice I said the word would have. To be honest, although we have seen pictures of the roller derby versions of the two characters who haven't been in the events yet, unfortunately we haven't seen mention of them on Hasbro's website. We don't have a release date. And to be honest, I'm starting to question if they're ever going to come out. So, again, Sour Sweet, perfectly fine, especially if you get the cheaper one. Sugarcoat, decent in her motocross. Indigo Zap, she's okay, I guess. Little work needs to be done on her. Same with Lemon Zest. I say cut her hair and she'll look fine. But as for Sunny Flare here, don't really bother picking her up unless you absolutely need to have all the Shadowbolts. Now then, I am going to fix this mistake once and for all. Yeah, that will do nicely. Anyway, have fun, people, and I hope to see you again next time.